Not a scientist. I'm not an expert in footballs. I'm not an expert in football measurements.
I don't want anyone rubbing them, putting any air in them, taking any air out. To me, those balls are perfect, and that's what I expect from a field.
I can't throw it on the football. It's so goddamn hard about holding on to it.
Okay, fellow fantasy millionaires, 'tis the season. And I'm not talking about Christmas. I'm talking playoffs. Playoffs? Playoffs. What we have been fighting for so hard to be a part of is finally here, which means this could be the last lineup you set in 2025. So let's get down to business on the wire and elevate, mitigate, and eviscerate. But before we do, Stacks, my guy, how was your weekend?
It was tremendous. I don't want to toot my own horn, but we are on a fantasy football podcast show where we tout our picks and our plays for money, not just for bragging right there for fun. So I just wrapped up my second most points in my main league. You're in that league too, back-to-back seasons with most points. I didn't win the championship last year. I mean, who knows if I'm going to win it this year, but that is a real calling card of being a good fantasy football player is scoring more points than everybody else. You can't always win. I am going to make the playoffs. I'm not getting a bye, like I said, but I'm excited because I've gotten, I don't know, $900 last 2 years, just winning most points. It doesn't even count winning most points in the week because I've got like $140 winning most points. So I'm going to take home like $600, and it doesn't even count if I win the league or not. So I got to tell you, I am thankful and grateful. Jameer Gibbs, you're my guy. JSN to the sky. Drake May, you're awesome. The Seahawks defense, shout out. So, I could lose it all. I could lose everything, but I'm still in the black. I've made $350 in the big money league, and I love it. So, honestly, I'm pumped. I'm doing great. And like you said, it is now, we've got like win and stay alive. So just from now until the championship, you're dodging bullets. You got to win 3 games. 3. Like they said in Glorious Bastards, give them 3, right? And so yeah, I'm jazzed, man. I'm excited. I know you have some life in some of your teams as well, so we got to get there. Just got to figure out.
Yeah, I got 8 of 11 teams going to the big party, the postseason. Yeah, so that the BFFs, I'm gonna finish 7-7 and not have enough points. So I never had high hopes for that team because my first 3 picks were Barkley, Bowers, and Burrow. So that was a rough. That was a rough.
Those are great players, by the way. I mean,
I'll pick them again next year. Just
right,
man, what a bummer.
Yeah, injury, and then
Barkley is going to be interesting.
More, so their offensive coordinator
Barkley's going to be
New Orleans. So.
He's going to be interesting where he goes though next year. Like, what a bummer of a season this year has been. Like, it's just weird. I don't get it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my theory, like I mentioned, Kellen Moore, their offensive coordinator, was hired to be the New Orleans Saints head coach. So he leaves. So you have, a coordinator who pretty good, right? Pretty good. So he was Cowboys coach before, a Cowboys coordinator. He's been around. And, the Eagles, they just need continuity in an offense. And they don't know what their identity is. Last year, their identity was clear. It was Saquon Barkley. And when that didn't work, it was the tush push. So now the tush push is kind of a mess. Saquon sucks, and AJ Brown is getting all the targets, and he's happy, but they're losing. So it's a quagmire. I mean, watching them and the Chiefs, we mentioned it, kind of just texting and stuff, man. It's hard to repeat. It's hard to stay atop for a long time. We watched the Kansas City Chiefs hover up there for a couple of years. Before that, watched the Patriots hover up there for decades, and they came crashing down. The Eagles might be right behind them too. There's a lot of good teams in the NFC right now. Packers look really good. Rams are still really good. Seahawks are really good. So, we talked about this year. It's wide open. What did you think of this week and kind of the fallout of all the different games?
Yeah, I don't know. I think this season has been very interesting as a fan. It's just still seems so wide open. The great teams are emerging. But who thought like the Broncos and the Patriots were going to be where they were at the beginning of
2
the
losses
season?
each, man. I mean,
Yeah,
that's tops
yeah,
in
yeah,
the league.
right. And then the Chiefs, I mean, 5 weeks ago or so when they were getting Rashee Rice back, you were just like, "Let's go. Here we go again." Like, I'm here for it. Like, I wanna see because they were starting to do, you know,
Chief stuff.
2022 Chiefs stuff. Like, they were looking good. Like, it was exciting. Like, they had
Travis
some and
Kelce
then
was back. He was a top tight end again. I mean, he was doing well.
and then they're getting Rashee Rice, and I think the first game he goes, ham, and you're just like, okay, here we go. I am rooting for this version of the Chiefs because I want to see an exciting team, bring what they can bring and push everybody to do their best. I mean, give me Bills Chiefs in the AFC Championship again, and then yeah, I don't know what happened. Just more
Their
weird stuff.
their offensive line is terrible. Their guards aren't very good. They lost their starting tackle to a terrific injury. It just so gross looking. His knee was inverted, the Napoleon Kaufman knee invert. And he's a big fat 490-pound guy or whatever. I mean, he's a huge guy, so it's not like it's a running back whose knee is going the other way. All his body weight landed on his knee, ahead of his knee, and bent it backward. I mean, it's not good. And then, I mean, we can't show NFL stuff on here because they always flag it and we get monetarily lost. Sorry, Joe Bond. Not this time. Don't worry. We're not going to fuck it up. But the Travis Kelce can't catch a football that's in his hands where he catches it and he juggles it around behind his back. I mean,
I
the
literally watched
knees
it
are out of control.
right before I logged on here. I watched that
Same.
play. Yeah,
Same. They have
like
a
I
meme.
I watched that play and then jumped on the yard here.
My favorite is they've spliced it with the meme of the guy who is going to wash his car and he turns and he falls and he pours the water all. I can't show it because it'll get pulled, but so I'll share it to you. It's so funny. Like Travis Kelce. I mean, listen, I'll just put up one thing I can show because it's not a video. It's just a picture of Travis Kelce. But my guy, he's hemorrhaging right now. It's not going good for him. I think this tweet says it all for him. And I feel this, and if he would have retired on the field, I would have accepted it as I would it could have happened, but this young lady Sophia says he laid on the ground, and I know he thought about retiring right then and there, man.
You know what
And I agree. I mean, he looked just so defeated.
You know what I noticed right when I was getting on here that I hadn't noticed before for whatever reason is that when I saw that highlight a few different times, I thought he was injured, and I
Mhm.
was like, he looks like he got injured, but I was like, why? I didn't see
He
how
didn't
he
get
got
hurt. He
injured.
didn't get hit. Yeah, he didn't get hit.
Well, that was what was interesting. I was like, man, is he like, is it depression? Is that what it is? And then when I was logging on this time, I saw it, dude.
His soul left his body.
Well, while he was turning and right as he's losing the ball and just trying so hard not to give the guy the ball, a dude just cracks him right in his tummy. Like right where you lose your win, dude. I mean, he gets cracked. Now, he's a big guy and maybe it was, depression mixed with a bad hit. When you see the replay in real speed, you unless you see this one angle, it doesn't look like he got cracked that hard. But when you see this one angle, there was one like aerial shot where you can sort of see where the guy hits him, and it's dead center, dude. Like
Gave him
center
a
mass.
solar plexus.
Yeah,
We'll give him
he
a
got him. He got him. So I felt even more bad for him after I saw that. I was just like, yeah, what a rough game, dude.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to get flagged here, so let's not show any videos. But yeah, rough game indeed for the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are not going to make the playoffs. They're not going to win the division. It's Jover baby for them, and the knives are out. I mean, listen, I love how they've not lost for a long time, and I love the animosity that's been built up in the NFL against them, and I bought into that animosity, that groupthink, right? I'm okay with it. I acknowledge it too. But Andy Reid, let's just be honest with him, besides him being a terrible parent to his children, right? Besides that, like him sacrificing, he gave up 2 sons to care for his NFL dream and to be a Hall of Fame, one of the world-class coaches of all time. Barstool just tweeted out a picture of him. It just said ass on the front of it, just captioned across his stomach in huge font, ass. That was a bit uncalled for, honestly. Like, they're not good. They're not good this year. They're mediocre, right? But this is probably the second greatest coach, maybe second greatest coach behind Bill Belichick in the modern era. He's incredible. So I do think that the knives out, we're getting to the point where, like, now people are just like, I fucking hate your guts and hope you die. You're like, no, that's not it. It's not. We're not just calling people ass. So, I mean, maybe you think they are ass, but I don't know. It just seemed
I
kind of
love Andy
classless.
Reid, dude. I
Me
mean,
too. It just seemed kind of like, nah, man, that's not it. Andy Reid, if anything, you laugh at him because he's an old man. He said he was going to tickle our tonsils before the game. Did you hear that? They said,
I saw, so I
yeah,
didn't
he
believe
said, I'm
it
going
when I
to
read it. I
be
never didn't hear
tickling your
him say it. I just
tonsils. I'm like,
read it.
I also heard him. I read it. Didn't hear him say it. But oh my, tickle my tonsils. I was in.
Yeah,
So
that
you
was
can
hard to
laugh,
believe.
but we don't need to hate just for the sake of hating. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to, fuck Barstool. No offense, but those guys just doing that for no reason. How about you respect an amazing coach? Now, our guy crying Patrick Mahomes, on the other hand, I loved it when the guy, he thought someone jumped off sides. He started crying to the refs when he got sacked right away. Instead of playing football, he started going like this to the refs, and the refs were just like, nah, man. And then even the broadcast booth, even Chris Collinsworth, the guy who likes him all the time, he just said, nah, I wasn't offside. He's in the neutral zone, but he wasn't across the ball. So I just like the pushback in general. It makes me feel good to see the Chiefs kind of be over, and a new king can rise. So now we got Josh Allen, possibly old man Aaron Rodgers. I gotta say, every time I make a prediction about Aaron Rodgers, I've been dead wrong every time this year. I'm gonna just shut my mouth about him because everything I've said has happened to him, but not on the timeline that I've said it. I said he was going to suck. It took a long time. And then I said the Ravens were going to trounce him. He ran for his first touchdown in like 3 years, So I got to pull back my Aaron Rodgers. He's got some magic left in him. After all, he's just smart. You can just see where his intelligence.
He's so smart.
He's so smart. And then at the end of the game, too, no offense to Lamar Jackson, end of the game, they pan to Lamar Jackson. And he's got this goofy ass look on his face, like he can't believe he lost the game. And it's the same fucking look on his face every time he loses a game at the end. Like, he's like, what? I got one more play, right? You're like, nah, man. Nah, you suck. And he doesn't suck. Isaiah Likely. Squeeze the ball, bro. Squeeze the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever. I digress. But it was quite a week in football, starting with the Cowboys, and we were right about pretty much everything we said in that game too. So Jahmyr Gibbs, 3 touchdowns. What a baller, man. What a freaking baller. That's my guy. That was my pick. That was my guy. Over Saquon this year, over Bijan. I also want to put it out there. That was my 101. If we're cashing checks and breaking necks, I got him on my fantasy team. I picked that guy. I wanted that guy. So thank you guys for letting him fold me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I had some good side bets in one of my other league going Gibbs versus Bijan. I was on the Bijan side of things. I mean, on the Gibbs side of things. So thankfully, yeah. I mean, both amazing. And I think in our first show that we did, I was on the Bijan side, and then I just was like, you know what? I'm going back. I'm jumping on the Gibbs train. So
before the draft started, you were just like, hey, pause. I switched. I was like, oh, okay.
I have a team with JSN, Gibbs, and Drake May too, or the Fantasy Millionaires team, right? I have those points in that league as well. So yeah, it's a nice little combo right there.
Dude, you get the Seattle Seahawks defense, and you're just tiptoeing through the tulips. It's just it's good.
No defense in the Fantasy Millionaires, but
no, there is none. That is okay. But I gotta say, it's great going into the fantasy playoffs. It is very exciting, but then also this is it. Like, this is the last week of the season for you, every week of the season for you. So,
Mhm.
we got to get you there. We are going to do Elevate, Mitigate, Eviscerate. We're also going to do the Wire. It's a little different, because this is, win or go home. And we don't want to go home. So we're going to try to pick out some plays, kind of talk about what we think, and then we'll jump out with a DFS lineup, and then we'll get out of here on a couple of tweets mocking the Chiefs, personally, for me and others too. So you want to start off with the Wire? We'll jump into QBs. I mean, I think there's one main one. Shedeur Sanders, to me, just pops out after that second. He's second highest scorer in the league with 46. Only Josh Allen had 50. In our league, had more. And he did it against Tennessee, which isn't a terrible defense. They're not the worst defense in the world, but he looked good. Quinshon Judkins looked good until the end when they threw that stupid little fucking 2-point conversion pass. But I mean, I don't know about Chicago if you play him, but I mean that's a QB you could grab. Anybody else you're thinking of grabbing?
I mean, Sam Darnold's still out there too, but
Yeah.
yeah, Daniel Jones. Pour some out for Daniel Jones, dude. He's gone. That's another really interesting team that's no longer going to be part of the landscape.
Right.
And I think really hurts JT's value as well. Not
Michael Pittman,
not
very
not
good either.
detrimentally, but JT was on pace for maybe the greatest running back season of all time, and you need Daniel Jones to be able to accomplish that.
Yes, you
So,
do. Yeah.
a bummer. But yeah, the upside with Shedeur, man. I'm excited. Like, hate him or love him, I love him. I've been rooting for him this whole time, and so I'm really excited because I just think the stars are continuing to align for this guy. So, if you need an upside play or you want to make sure your opponent doesn't have the upside play
Right.
in week 15, I'd
Well,
grab
blocking.
Shedeur. Yeah.
Yeah. And we talked about him in the beginning of the year, particularly you did, Harold Fannin Jr. What a baller now. He had the most tight end targets, and he was 5th overall in the NFL in targets this week. So, you like to see steady targets 10, 5, 8, 7, 5, 6, 5, 11. In a game they were trying to win. Chicago, they're going to need to try to win that game too. I think Chicago will bounce back a little bit better than they played this week against the division rival Green Bay Packers. But yeah, I mean, Harold Fannin, he's got to be a top 5 tight end next year. And Shedeur Sanders is going to be a big part of that too. Throwing the ball 42 times a game. He's getting, a 25% target share in that context, a little bit more, 28%. I love it.
That was my tight end I have for the Wire too, because he's still out there.
It's so great. Yeah, and he's my tight end for Elevate, Mitigate, Eviscerate, because you should start him. So yeah, it's interesting just to kind of see where people are at with QB. I also, looking at QB too, it was surprising, but you've got Trevor Lawrence is available. He's like the 14th rated quarterback. He's been playing well too. 15th, excuse me. He's been playing well. You mentioned Sam Darnold. He's available. It's Jacoby Brissett's available too. I mean, only 47% rostered. I wouldn't maybe play him this week. He's got a kind of a really tough matchup against Houston, but Atlanta, Cincinnati, particularly in the championship game. I mean, if you get there, that's a stash to have. Cincinnati's defense is one of the worst against quarterbacks. So there's some long-term investments if you're trying to get a little freaky on the wire, just a little stash for later on.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So, yeah. All right. Let's jump over to RB. Not a lot, but we did have that injury to Devon Achane, which, you never want to see a rib injury on a tackle at the foot. How did that happen? All the travel all the way up, pulled his femur up to his hip bone, up to his rib. I don't know. What makes it went down
When
on
did that play happen? Did you see the play where he almost had one of the greatest running plays of all time? Like he went Marshawn Lynch. Did you see the highlight of that play?
No, I didn't even
Oh
see that.
my gosh,
I got to
dude.
go look at that
I just saw that today. I was like, he didn't get a touchdown. He got tackled at like the 3.
That's
was
probably
like
why I didn't see it.
It was like a 60-yard run. And dude, it's legit one of the greatest plays because he does everything. Like he
Reverses field. He like makes people miss. He like runs
makes
over
makes
somebody.
a move, finds his hole at the line, then hits like a spin move on a linebacker, and it's just, it's not as sexy as Saquon's last year, but it's nice. It's just, it's an open, dangerous in the middle of the field spin move that he does and executes it successfully, gets downfield, and, starts, absorbing, a safety, maybe a corner, and he's just running like John Reagan style. And then the next thing you know, he busts out of those dudes and he's gone and he's right there. He's like 5 yards from the end zone and he just doesn't, he should have cut right harder. I think he saw someone coming out of the corner of his eye. So he just cuts it upfield and he gets the one of the guys who was on him, makes a great tackle and just jumps in front of him and he falls at like the 2 or the 3. But it was like one of the coolest runs I've ever seen.
Well, as soon as I said he was out, I was disappointed because I had him in my DFS lineups for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And he had over 100 yards and like 18 points before he went out. I think it was the second quarter when he went out. So I mean, hopefully he's back. But if he is not back, you saw Jalen Wright. And I think he might be just the guy to get right now. That offense is feeding the football to their running back. I mean, look at this: 17, 27, 17, 19, 17, 36, 14, 21, 18, 49, 25, 23, 18. And then Jalen Wright scored more than him. He scored 21. Mm-hmm. He had 100 yards on 24 carries and a touch. So, I mean, I would get Jalen Wright either way, even if Achan's back with his rib issue, that was just, a nice little showing. And then also Blake Corum.
Yeah, I'm going to pick him up in leagues as well.
We talked about Blake Corum last week, by the way. I mentioned him, and he was 12% last, 12.5%. Now he's 22% in ESPN leagues. So, you do need to get him. He's already in our league. Someone's got him, because we're sharks here. But, you need to get Blake Corum for sure. Devin Neal's still available too. Like, I don't understand. Devin Neal, he's the starting running back for the Saints. They're not great, but he's going to get volume. He had 20 carries, 14 carries. And if you look at his percentage of rostership, it's 56%. I mean, people, come on, How
about the Saints taking care of business versus the Bucks too?
I know. Tyler Shuck running for like 39 yards. That was just,
Yeah.
Oh, he's not passing the ball for touchdowns, maybe every once in a while to Olave, but he's running now. So let's keep our eye on him for next year and we'll maybe DFS. So any other RBs you're trying to snatch up?
No.
All right, let's jump to wide receiver real quick. I have him on my team, but you'd be surprised to know that Rashid Shaheed, who's the 30th wide receiver, and he's got some kick return in him too. And I have the Seahawks defense, so he scores for me in multiple ways. He is available.
Well, he finally learned the playbook, right?
Yeah, he learned the playbook. He's in.
So he's live,
55%
baby.
rostered now. And they've got no running game, by the way. Like we don't even want to talk about elevate, mitigate, eviscerate yet, but Kenneth Walker, and so. Why hand off to Kenneth Walker when you can throw to Rashid Shaheed, throw to JSN, throw to Cooper Kupp? It just makes sense. So they
just try and throw it to JSN as much as you can. If he's not open, look elsewhere.
Shaheed. Yeah. So he's available. That made no sense to me. But then guys like Tim Patrick and Ryan Flournoy are available as well. So.
Who I think is really the sneaky pickup is Luther Burden. Because
that's a good call.
Yeah, Rome Odunze has a stress fracture in his foot. So like they're saying it's not long term, but he got it. You got a stress fracture. You gotta sit out at least another week, right?
Yeah.
So I'm looking to get Burden.
5, 6, 6. He's getting the targets. And
and DJ Moore just wasn't it. I thought DJ Moore was going to have a big week, and
he was my mitigate last week, actually.
Yeah, but I don't know if you even knew the Rome Odunze news.
I did not, but I did not come off my call. I stayed strong, and he sucked.
Oh no! Thankfully, I didn't start him anywhere. Thankfully, either. I was tempted to though because you're just like, it's DJ Moore, and. They're an interesting team regardless. Dude, he had -4 yards.
Yeah, I saw Ian Hart has put a picture of his dog up there and said, my dog had 4 more yards than DJ Moore this week. And I was like, so did I.
Yep. We all did.
And I boasted about how I told everyone to sit him. So, that's how I like to let people know. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. DJ Moore, this is his worst year of his career, I believe.
Yes.
And it's disappointing because he's a fucking beast.
I think
So
he's he's just someone to me that's always not been
consistent.
he was consistent because he had like so many years at like 1,000 yards, but he was on, the god awful Panthers.
Yeah.
And he's just like his potential is I don't think we've ever seen his potential. And now, he's getting up there in age. So
Yeah.
I
He's
don't
way
know.
better than 500 yards, though. I mean, he's coming off almost 1,000-yard season. Before that, he had 1,300 yards. He has potential. I know his touchdowns, have been going down for a while, but still, I mean, I just think the Bears are not utilizing him, and he's angry and he's having a bad attitude, and he's not doing a good job. I think it's you gotta have a good attitude. That's part of doing your job every day, and he's not. And he's been vocal about it. So
Yeah, I
reap
think
what you sow there, bro.
yeah, I mean, if that's what it is, I mean, I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah.
To me, it just does seem like, to kind of hone in on that, what I think it is just like, yeah, him and Caleb Williams, just they're not, simpatico,
Yep. Yeah. Well, I think you're right. I think Luther Burden is a nice little sneaky play, and 16% rostership. That's nice. I like that. I like it. Okay. Tight end. I dropped him the other day. Colston Loveland, only 40% rostered. I think you got to pick him back up. I think against Cleveland, against Green Bay, coming up against San Francisco, he's going to have to ball. They're going to need to win these games. He's going to have to get some catches. Cleveland, I think they're susceptible. Green Bay is pretty good against tight ends, and San Francisco can be beat too. They've had some injuries, so I think Loveland, you got to put him on a roster.
Yeah, and Odunze again, stress
Yeah.
fracture in his foot, so that's more
He's
targets
like
to go around.
he's the biggest target out there now,
Right.
as the height guy. I mean, him and Cole Kmet, and I saw Cole Kmet getting some run as well last week. A couple catches. So, yeah. Also, Isaiah Likely, I did shit on him earlier, but he's getting more run than Mark
Andrews is my mitigate, and it's because Isaiah Likely,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
Good call.
yeah. So yeah, he's emerging.
Yeah. Just like you did last year, he's kind of just getting in there. And so, any other tight ends you're snagging up?
Nah.
No. All right, I got one defense, and it's the Jags.
That's who I had too.
You
I
too?
have
Yeah,
two.
they're playing Indy.
I have two, but
who's your other one?
49ers versus Tennessee. They're still out there.
Yeah.
A lot of leagues. So
yeah, they're only 22% rostered, and I think Jags are like 40% rostered, something like that. So excellent. Well, hopefully you can keep the dream alive for the next week. Pick up some of these players, block some of the players from getting on your rivals' teams if they need them. I got no fab left, so I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm just going to hope, pray, see what I can pull off the wire. I picked up Sam Darnold. He scored 30 points last week. I picked up Trevor Lawrence. He scored 25 points. I mean, so I'm battling you for most points this week. So yeah, it's possible. You can just find, it's just like DFS. Now you're playing DFS for 3 weeks. You've got a good team, but you've got some DFS chips too. So cash them in if you need to. So
that's right.
And speaking of DFS, we'll get to that in a little bit. We'll do our DFS stacks of cash. So, all right. Let's get to elevate, mitigate, eviscerate. This is kind of the brass balls of the show. You got to grab a hold of these, and really clutch them. Elevate, we're going to talk about who you're going to sit this week. Mitigate, who you're going to bench this week. And eviscerate, just like light on fire. Get punished by the gods of fantasy football. So, all right, I'll let you roll out first. Who are you elevating at the quarterback position this week, good sir?
I'm going ham with Brock Purdy, dude. I like Brock Purdy going against Tennessee this week. I think he's, he's a scary start. We've had we've had a rocky road this season, but really the games he's played, it's just Carolina was really kind of his only dud. He brings the rushing capability as well. He's got the elusiveness. So I like this matchup. The Niners, another team where it could be the Niners in the Super Bowl, and I just think their defense is, the Niners is my elevate defense. I think the Niners are going to take care of business defensively versus the Titans, and I think that they're going to be putting him in position where he has short fields, and they're going to roll. So, I think Christian McCaffrey has his typical type game, and maybe we get a passing touchdown to CMC, which would be lovely. But I expect Purdy to do well.
I was thinking that the whole time you were sharing. I was thinking the passing touchdown potential is there. He's the most targeted running back in the NFL. He gets more pass attempts than anybody on his team. So, I mean, to me, it's pretty clear that, this is a good little elevate situation here. My elevate is your mitigate from last week. So, you said to mitigate Lamar Jackson. And, I totally understand why. And he could have had more points. He did okay.
Yeah, he did okay.
He did okay. He did serviceable. Yeah. But if you had Sam Darnold like I did and
Right.
Lamar Jackson,
Right.
then I'm going to
Joe
go
Burrow. I had Joe Burrow and Lamar
right.
Jackson on a team, and I
Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, whatever you got. If you have a couple of those guys, which you might, I did. But I'm going to say I'm putting Lamar Jackson back in my lineup for next week. He's playing Cincinnati.
I'm down.
And he sucked against Cincinnati the first time. I think they ball out.
How about who do you want, Burrow or Jackson, though?
I'll take Burrow.
Yeah, me too.
I'll take Burrow too.
My Burrow team, I'm starting Burrow.
Yeah, I would start Burrow. I would start Burrow over Jackson. But if I had him and I put him on the bench, I am now resurrecting him. I'm putting him back in my lineup. And I just wanted to also pat myself on the back for that Zay Flowers. I told I want my flowers for Zay because I said to put him back in your lineup. He got 22 points.
He's the man.
He's the man. He just needed 11 targets to kind of show you what he could get.
Yeah, feed that guy.
Yeah, so I think he stays hot, and I think he's gonna help Lamar kind of get his nut too. So that's what to say. Yeah. All right, RB, who you elevate?
I got another unsexy one, but that's what we try and do is dig through the weeds to find players. I like Woody Marks this week versus Arizona.
Ditto. He is mine 100%.
Really?
Yep.
Nice.
We are speaking the same language. Talk to me. Speak it to me.
Well, again, this season, man, we trying to talk about all the different teams, the Rams, the Seahawks, you got the Packers, you got Chicago, you got the Niners, you got the Bills, Broncos, Patriots, Jags. How about the Texans with the best D in the league? Defense wins championships. And they have a little formula for how they do these games, and they seem to be able to beat anybody. And
they hurt everybody too. They're like, bang people.
They found a nice little piece with him, dude, and he is getting a ton of run on that offense, dude. So it's like, because the PPR points are there, and it's a good matchup versus Arizona. Like
they have a bad run defense.
Yeah.
We just saw Blake Corum and Kyron Williams run all over them. And this is a 42.5 point spread. It is a pretty high, actually, given what Houston allows, right? So what they're saying here with the implied points, 9.5 points, 10-point total over for Houston, is Houston's going to beat them like, I don't know, 23-10 or something. You know what I mean? That's not 43. What's that? I don't know. I'm trying to 30 to 20. That's 50. Go back. 27 to 17, something like that. Right. So, I mean, Woody Marks is going to get 2 touchdowns in this game. You know what I mean? Like, he has potential to go for over 100 yards in this game. They were using him against the Chiefs 26 times. Like, they were bludgeoned, and he had terrible yards per carry, 2.6. So if they do that again in a game where they're going to be running away from it, maybe, so. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, but look at the volume, man. Like, it's starting back, week 10. Like, he's just going up and up with the terms of like the amount of time he's on the field, the plays that he's on the field,
2 carries for Agungabawale and Chubby. That's it.
Yeah. The targets that he's getting. So
yeah, I'm with you. All right. Wide receiver. Who are you elevating at wide receiver?
Yeah, another kind of gutsy call I'm gonna make because he's fringe and he has his good weeks and his bad weeks. He hasn't had too many good weeks, but I think that this is gonna be
His
a
good week.
Khalil Shakir week versus New England. I
Gonna need
think
him.
that this is gonna be, a great game. And I think the Bills, you know, because they want to establish who they are, and this isn't, like, maybe they can end up, at the top of the AFC. It doesn't look like that, but I think the Bills can easily win this game, and I don't think they're going to win this game unless Khalil Shakir, breaks one. And so
Get
I
some.
just, yeah, I think they're going to look for those nasty little plays for him in this game a bunch.
Well, it's a 50-point total, 50 and a half, open 48 and a half. Bettors already put up 2 points on this. So those numbers are indicative of a shootout.
Mm-hmm.
So I love Shakir in a shootout. You definitely like it. I'm with you. I have him in a few leagues, and I'll see if I'm in the playoffs in some of those leagues. I might not be, but I'm definitely going to start him as well. All right, what I'm going to say is definitely going to be controversial because people like my good friend Chuck Bass were talking about how they they had dropped Justin Jefferson in their leagues, and he put a picture of him dropping Justin Jefferson, which I thought was hilarious. I think Justin Jefferson gets right. I think J.J. McCarthy looked much better. Commanders were a nice little soft toss for him. Jordan Addison did pretty well. But coming up, they're playing the Dallas Cowboys. And right now, I don't think either team is really a playoff team. There's just a lot of bragging rights. It's in Dallas. Points are going to be aplenty. I think the total's 48, maybe. Let me see what it is. It's 48 and a half. Yeah, got bet up one. So I could see that total being a little higher in the end, but I'm willing to put JJ back in my lineup. Now, if you have JJ, you might not be in the playoffs. That might be the only caveat for real. But if you do, I think he's worth a flex spot this week. I do think they need him. And I think, JJ being back, he was targeting his tight ends a little bit, but I think he'll get Justin Jefferson. He'll get juicy against the Cowboys. So don't be afeared. Justin Jefferson is one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, and I think he's not been complaining a bunch, which is good. I think he's a veteran, but I do think internally that needs to change. The what's happening needs to change. So I think he'll bounce back.
I like it. I actually thought about putting him at mitigation again because I did have him as my mitigate last week, but based on McCarthy's play and all the things you said, I was like, no, I don't want to. I think what is, the underlying factor here that alluded to is just, uh, the law of talent, right? Like, do season, right?
The
Like
do theory.
yeah, do theory. I mean, you would have to think that it's just the time has come. I mean, what a bad last 3 games he's had though. So I like the ballsiness that you're putting him out there. I don't know. I don't have him as my elevate, and I don't have him as my mitigate. So I like your call.
You have him in the
And
netherworld.
yeah, I would be fearful to start him, but I could see him popping.
Excellent. All right, who are you starting at tight end? I already shared mine was Harold Fannin Jr. earlier.
I'm co-signing Harold. I'm co-signing Fannin, but who I had written down was Juwan Johnson versus Carolina. Shuck is looking like he's capable. And I just think that this is going to be a matchup. It's a good matchup for Juwan to get in the end zone. He's just been a big piece of that offense all year long.
Yeah,
So
he has. He's a prime target in the offense regularly.
yeah.
So 9 targets the week before, 7. So 8, 7. He has these games 9, 11, 8. So I feel you. Carolina's a good team. They're going to be winning this game probably, and you're going to need to get Juwan Johnson in the end zone. I could see him getting a touchdown. So I like it. All right, defense. I mentioned mine earlier. It's the Jags against Indy, and I think you mentioned yours earlier.
Niners versus Tennessee.
Niners versus Tennessee. So I mean, against Indy, not against Indy. The Jags aren't playing Indy. Who are the Jags playing? I'm sorry, the Jags are playing the Jets. I misspoke. Excuse me. The Jags are playing the Jets, which is just as juicy as Indy. They played the Jags just played Indy. Excuse me. Yeah. So Jags are favored by 12.5. I don't know if New York has a quarterback right now. So I really like the Jags this week, and they're not rostered. So go get the Jags.
Yep, I love it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Mitigation time. I'll let you start. Which QB are you sinking?
Man, one of my playoff teams, this is my guy, and he just had such a fantastic start, but it's just been a slow fizzle over the last 4 or 5 weeks, and I'm not going to play him
Baker
in
Mayfield?
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, mine
You got
too.
it.
Mine
Really?
too.
That's your guy too?
No, he's my Eviscerate, but
He's your Eviscerate.
he's my
Wow.
Eviscerate. So
Wow.
I thought, yeah, he fit the mold as soon as you started, and you gave him a little, he's been trying his best. I was like, yeah.
I like the guy
I
a
love
lot.
him. Love
Yeah.
him.
I
He's
like
the
him a
best.
lot.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't eviscerate him. I think he can have a big game.
He needs Mike Evans back. Let's just be honest, kids. And
yeah,
he might
get
against
Mike
Carolina.
Evans back. They're trying to say he might come back this week.
We'll see.
But
We'll
I
see.
don't
I'm
think
not
he
playing
will.
him, but we'll see.
Yeah, I don't think he will, but if you get Mike Evans back in week 17, I think that just changes everything. Emeka Ibuka is going to be open again,
Right.
So,
Yep.
Agreed.
Chris Godwin.
I'm not going to eviscerate him, but Atlanta's, they've done well this season versus the QB in fantasy as well. So I'm not starting them.
No. I'm with you. And maybe I won't eviscerate him, but I was trying to get all sexy for the people. But I tell you who I will mitigate this week, and it is the guy we watched just fall apart. It's also that people are dropping passes, but Patrick Mahomes this week, he's playing against a very good team, the Los Angeles Chargers defense, and I just do not have faith for him. I know the first game he played pretty well, but the Chargers defense is better. The Chiefs are now eliminated, right? They've never
Pretty much
played. They've never played like this before, where they are they're not playing for meaningful football anymore. I think the wheels are going to fall off for them.
You think?
Yeah, I do. So I'm mitigating Patrick Mahomes. I don't think they go out strong. They're not going to make the playoffs. I don't think there's any way they can make the playoffs. I think they're eliminated. So maybe there's a way, but I don't think they're going to make the wild card. I mean, so many teams have to lose, So I think it's over for them. And I think the Chargers are going to beat them, and they're going to lose 3 in a row. So I'm not starting them.
Wow.
I know.
I don't think that. I mean, just so you know, I honestly, I could see them winning 4 in a row because but I just think the Texans are a monster defense.
I agree.
An upgrade. I'm interested. It could go your way. Typically, sports psychology, you would bet your direction, but I do have that kind of belief that Patrick Mahomes is something that doesn't come along very often. And I think he's one of these guys that maybe it could even now I'm not disagreeing with the mitigate for this week, but for the rest of the season, I do think Mahomes
I wouldn't eviscerate him.
I'm not saying that I could just see them.
Tennessee's a juicy matchup. Denver, maybe not so much.
Right, that's a horrible matchup. But I think what would be cool is if they do end up 10-7. So I could see them. I could see them.
Winning all 4 games.
I could see it. Just because they're you know what? This is the end. This is the end of the Kelsey Mahomes era, and they just kind of go. Maybe that gets Kelsey to come back. I don't know.
I would have thought that before I got my invitation to Travis Kelsey's wedding this summer. So
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I think it's over. I just
it could very well be.
You can come. Can you be my +1?
All right, I'll come.
Yeah. All right, cool. We'll do it like we did Blake's, just the cigars and the beards and looking good. We look fresh. We had a great time at that wedding. So we always do. All right. Who are you mitigating at the running back position?
As much as that was just whoa, what a week. I don't want to play Tony Pollard again, even though he just went
He did
ham.
go ham. He did.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
He's sexy as fuck.
Yeah. But I think the Niners are going to make sure that doesn't happen. You know,
Yeah.
Robert Salah is going to he's going to make sure that Tony Pollard doesn't go for 160 yards
Cuckoo
and
for
2
Cocoa Puff.
tutties. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I think they bottle him up, and I will, if I can, I'm not going to play him this week.
Yeah, I'm with you. Sadly, this is the guy I'm benching is your boy Brees Hall. Without a quarterback, Brees Hall, it's no
Does make
bueno
it
for him.
difficult. It does make
Makes
it
it hard.
difficult.
Makes
Yeah.
it really hard. And he's playing against Jacksonville, who's pretty good against running backs as well. And those guys are in the hunt. They're the leaders in the clubhouse for the playoffs. They had, I think, one game ahead of Houston and 2 games. So like they're going to try to win this game. They're going to try to beat the shit out of New York.
Mhm.
So I just think that Brees Hall is not going to do well, no matter who's a quarterback. So I'm mitigating Brees Hall this week. Big names.
Okay.
Big names. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. You'll know every name. Every single name is a big name for me. So, just like you last week. All right, you're up. Who you mitigating at wide receiver?
Well, you know who else doesn't have a quarterback is Michael Pittman.
Oh,
So,
you stole mine, you son of a bitch.
yeah, plus he's playing Seattle, not good. You could mitigate him with Daniel Jones and a fractured fibula,
You can
So,
mitigate the whole team except for JT, maybe.
yeah.
You know?
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm with you. I think they're just going to eat them alive. And thankfully, I have the Seattle's defense. Yeah, let's go, stupid Mark Fidel. You're going down, dude. I'm going to eat you for breakfast this week. I can't wait. All right. Please don't haunt me, fantasy gods, for being so effusive. Please, fantasy gods,
Be
this is
careful.
the show.
Be
It's
careful.
just for the show. It's
Yeah.
all an act. It's all an act. All right, tight end mitigation. It's a real thing. You got to mitigate tight end sometimes too. I'll jump in there. I'll go first. I'm mitigating a tight end who's pretty good. I mean, he didn't play this week, and you wouldn't have known, because he's under the radar overall for fantasy football. But Hunter Henry is an actual top 7 tight end. And he's like pretty much boom or bust. So you see bust, boom, boom. He's starting to boom again, right? Buffalo's number 1 against tight ends. Buffalo's really good against tight ends. They already played. He had 2 receptions for 46 yards. I do think the score goes big, but I think in this game, like this is like a Stephon Diggs game. This is a game for Trevion Henderson. Got Ramondre Stevenson back. Like I just don't think it's a Hunter Henry game, and so maybe he'll prove me wrong, like he always will. But I'm out on Hunter Henry, so add another big name to the list.
All right, I'm out on Mark Andrews, like I already said. Isaiah Likely is emerging, and we're just back to the beginning of last season with the conundrum of what to do there. But hey, it's the playoffs. It doesn't matter that they're playing Cincy, because it's like, hey, this could be an Isaiah Likely game, which
Right.
That's the trend right now. So
Yes.
too scary to start Andrews, even though he should have a nice game.
I agree. All right. Who are you mitigating at the defensive position?
I'm gonna go ahead based on the poor showing from last week and just how Chicago seems to be able to score points no matter who they're playing. I'm gonna mitigate Cleveland this week for Chicago.
I like that. That's a nice on the spot call there. I like that. That's a good call. I'm mitigating the New England Patriots defense, which is a top defense, but this is a high scoring game, 50 points. And so I think, Bills, Patriots kind of throw out the defenses at this point. Maybe the defense gets touchdown. Maybe Buffalo's defense gets touchdown. I mean, maybe it snows in either place. You know what I mean? Like that Joe Burrow snow game was awesome. So you just never know. But I just don't trust this game to be good for defenses, better for offenses, for my personal taste. So all right, that's my mitigate. All right, I'll go through my Eviscerates real quick. And I don't have to share my screen for this one, but I'm eviscerating. I want to eviscerate Baker Mayfield. You talked me back off the ledge of eviscerating Baker Mayfield. But I will. The bill is due for Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. I'm eviscerating him. So
yeah, he's been gone.
You can say goodbye to Bill. He's over for Bill. DJ Moore, you're eviscerated. And Travis Kelce, I'm eviscerating you just for shits and giggles. Please let me come to your wedding still. So if not, we'll find a way, Collins. And then I'm definitely eviscerating the Philadelphia Eagles defense is 26th ranked in fantasy football, and it's got a 60% rostership. Like that's just name brand for the Philadelphia Eagles. They're not good. Their defense is not good. So I would eviscerate them too. So see, eviscerated everybody.
Okay. I'm with you. I don't have any. Tez Johnson. How about that?
Yeah, get it going. Get it going. All right. Yeah. DFS Stacks of Cash. Let's get them going on the monetary front. I did not win any money last week, and neither did you because you bet with me. Anyway, our guy got hurt. Our quarterback and our wide receivers went down. Let's start with our DFS Stacks of Cash. Different tier breakdowns. We have the platinum, the diamond, and the gold. So it gets a little cheaper as you get down, even though all those things are expensive. Let's start with the platinum. What you thinking? What you on, mate?
I'm never not going to choose this as the platinum. Yes,
Joe Burrow, right?
Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase.
That was mine too. That was I'm not gonna lie.
I think it was the same price as last week.
It might be a little lower, right?
Burrow 6,600 again. And Chase is 81. I'm playing that every week until they price it too high.
Yeah, this is what I did last week. We did play this last week. Now I will say I wish I had T. Higgins in the lineup. You know what I mean? Instead, so
double stack. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. We could double stack it there, but we also run it back with the Flowers. But anyway, I digress. All right, that's one build. That was mine too. That was my exact one. So that was my first, and then my second, my diamond, my Neil Diamond. You gotta go down here a little bit. I had Sam Darnold.
They're coming to America.
Oh, that's one of the best Will Ferrell sketches ever. Racist Neil Diamond. Jackson Smith Ninjigba. This is a 13-4. Sorry, 14-4. Excuse me, 14-4. So it's a little expensive, but
a little platinum-y.
It is. But it's something I'm thinking of doing. So maybe I went double platinum this week. I don't know, but
I think you went double platinum.
I may have, but this is also super sexy.
If that's in the platinum arena, then I choose that one too. I had to cheap it down and go Goff JMO. So that's 12.2.
Like that one.
Yeah, 12.2.
I'm a little expensive. You're right. I'm kind of pricing myself out of.
You went double platinum. That's all right. I like going double platinum.
Okay. So I like yours too. I was looking at this. JMO is back. Which is nice.
Yeah, he's a thing.
Yeah, we talked about him reemerging, and only 12.2. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. So all right, let me jump in with my my gold, because I think in general I will see what happens. Jane Daniels did not look great. I'm assuming Mariota starts, maybe not Mariota, but he's only 5K. They're playing the Giants and
Scary Terry.
Well, I was going
Debo.
I was going Debo because he's only. I mean, you go either one. They're 54 and 53, and so together, if you want to do a little something like that, it's only 10-3. So it's 10-3. It's pretty cheap, So that's what I was thinking for my gold. All right, what about you? Where you cashing your gold at?
I got a cheaper one. Caleb and Luther Burden is 10.1. So
you want to do that one, or do you just want to
do
go the big dog?
I want to go to the big dog, bro. Burrow versus the Ravens. I mean, Chase versus the Ravens. He has like 60-point games versus them.
Yeah, he eats them for breakfast. Do you want to do a run back? Do you want to put Flowers running it back?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay. All right. And let's go find a defense real quick.
Okay.
Down. The Jags are up there. San Francisco's up there. Who did we say besides those that we liked? Seahawks versus Indy. Right here. That's the cheapest one right there. Or
Yeah, I mean that's a I don't know, but
Yeah.
that's expensive.
3,700.
Yeah.
Okay, we can scroll down. We can be cheaper. We can be cheaper. Oh, how about Chargers? I like the Chargers
Okay.
2,500.
I like that too. Yeah.
Okay, that's cheapness.
Mhm.
Okay, let's get a couple of RBs, and then we'll get back to the wide receiver and all that good stuff. You know, we could pay up. We could not pay up. Christian McCaffrey, we talked about him. 9K is a lot.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
We're gonna have to Scribini everything if we do that.
Okay. All right, let's go down. We can
It's
roll down.
dangerous.
What about Rico Dowdle against New Orleans, Carolina versus New Orleans?
How about Travis
Travion.
Etienne?
Travis Etienne. I'll do Travis Etienne. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that call. I like that call.
What about Woody Marks? Where's Woody Marks at?
56.
5,600.
That's a good deal. I like that call too. All right, let's go check out a tight end and we'll see where our money is at. Fannon's only 4K.
I'll play it.
What the
day.
fuck?
And then we're gonna have to figure it out.
Okay, now we've got 10-4 for 2 spots.
Who we got in the
we could
5 range?
You want to get
Go down in the 5 range and let's see if we can find 2 decent guys.
Okay. Sutton's 5.5. Shakir's 5.3.
I mean, you got McLaurin at 5,400. Do we? I mean, or Debo 53,
We put in
54.
McLaurin.
Yeah.
And then that leaves us with 5K. And then that puts us.
Put McLaurin in at the wide receiver, and then we can flex it.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that other thing. That was weird. Okay. Scary Terry, where are you? Scary Terry. Okay, now we're flexing at 5K.
5K for flexing. I like a 5K flex.
David Montgomery. We've got
about Devin Singletary
against the Commanders.
Yeah, I mean Tyrone Tracy had some type of stinger. I don't know.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean he was getting the work regardless. Like he broke off some nice runs in that game.
Let's just go look and see real quick. There's 13 teams in this game so Tracy is still questionable. So okay, all right, I like it. We'll change if we need to. All right, let's lock it in. We've got we've got Joe Burrow, Travis Etienne, Woody Marks, Jamar Chase, Zay Flowers, Terry McLaurin, Harold Fannin Jr., Devin Singletary, Chargers D. No money left over. Update that entry. Let's win some cash. All right, let's get out of here on our 3 tweets. I'll put my tweet in here first. And hold on, let me see if I can find it. Oh, yeah, here we go. This is so funny. So it says Jackson Dart linked to model ring girl Marissa Ayers as romance rumors swirl. Tabloid, obviously an attractive young lady, a handsome bucking prince. And it says Friday Beers tweets, Dart's out here bagging supermodels while Scatabo is at home testing how fast he can throw a gerbil.
That's great.
I just love how they're making Scatabo into this knucklehead caveman, and then Dart's out here just like John Kennedy, just like, hello, ladies, So, Friday Night Beers, tip of the cap to you, good sir. So, all right, you're up next. Let's see what you got working on the old funny machine.
One of these weird internet memes that took over for today. I don't know how long it's going to be around, but they took Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey from True Detective, and they made it Christmas themed. So this is a scene, the first one. The naughty list is going to be tough on you, and Santa is very, very hard on people who tell kids he isn't real. If you get the opportunity, you should coal yourself, and that's then the next one. past a certain age, a man with an Xbox on his Christmas list could be a bad thing, believe me. And I can remember both of those scenes because I've watched that multiple times, and it's just internet gold to me.
They're not appropriately. Those are totally different scenes from what was put on there, I think, as well. Like those are really
Well,
fun.
this is him telling her to kill herself.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, to kill
So he
herself.
says kill herself,
Yeah,
and then Woody Harrelson's also just talking about getting older and maturing in that scene, and you can't be getting Xboxes.
no, you cannot be. So I'm gonna declare you the winner. I like you
Okay.
over me. While you're getting yours, I will just say I have a Woody Marks tweet from Chuck Bass to throw in there as a keeper. I don't know why it went to Chuck Bass. God damn it. I love you, Chuck Bass, but I didn't want to do that. That's just kind of too much for me. Oh, this is good. Adam Levitan jumping in the chat. That's hilarious. Oh, it's a good one. Okay.
Well, shout out Cam Scatabo.
Oh, shout out Cam Scatabo. It says Cam Scatabo is a money-saving machine. The guy wears fake jewelry and never has to buy any cups or dishes.
Yeah. The tweet below it's talking about how he only wears fake jewelry. So this guy is he's a treasure. I mean, come on.
That's the shoe he got hurt in too, I heard. Like that's the actual shoe he tore his ankle up in, and he's drinking beers.
What a guy. What a guy. He's not even that big. Like
No.
he's just
You're more ripped than he is, actually.
I'm just saying, like it doesn't compute how good he is,
Yeah. No, he's a beast. Well, he eats his tacos.
It's heart and obviously athleticism, but it's just so much heart.
Juggernaut too. He's got the juggernaut,
right?
DNA. Now I'm a fan. I do want to share my Woody Marks one because not that it's funny, but it is funny. But Chuck Bass says Woody Marks continues his record-breaking season by leaving a 12th consecutive game with an injury.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've been paying attention, he does this every week.
I know. Scares you.
I'm like, God damn it, Chuck Bass, stop doing that shit. So that's my guy, Chuck Bass. And that's one to shout out Chuck Bass.
Shout out Chuck.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll let you get us out of here because you do a great job every week. So
all right. Well, let's go. Send them home, man. War, pain, heartache, destruction, end of season losses to all your opponents in week 15. Peace and love everywhere else.
Peace, everybody.